Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the final day of CPAC live in Orlando, Florida. It's the last day. We're all excited, and we finally have a chance to sit down with the one and only Jake Bequette. Jake, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what are you running for, and a little bit about your background. What made you decide to run?
Well, running for U.S. Senate in Arkansas. The primary is May 24th. We're very excited. I'm not a career politician. I'm an outsider. I come from a football background and a military background. Played football at the University of Arkansas. I was the fourth in my family to play for the Hogs. My grandpa played back in the 50s, and my dad and uncle, and then myself in the Petrino years. Got drafted by the New England Patriots. I think you have a piece of jewelry there that belongs to me.
Yep. I thought you gave it to me.
Yeah, well, it belongs to you now.
Yeah, this is very cool, you guys. I know the camera guy. This is the one time he's actually going to want to zoom in. So this might be a little bit of a biased interview because I get to wear this.
We get a new Patriots fan every single day.
It's awesome. So you were a college football player and then an Army Ranger.
Well, yeah, so played professional football for the Patriots for 4 years, yep, and then went to the military. So served in the Army, enlisted into the infantry, went through officer candidate school, commissioned as an infantry officer, went through Ranger school, and then deployed to Iraq with the 101st Airborne Division. And when I came back from Iraq in 2019 and saw what was happening in our country during the pandemic, that's when I decided to step up and get into politics.
What were some of your biggest concerns that you saw during the pandemic?
Well, I saw the looting and the violence in our streets. I mean, some of the horrible things that I saw in Iraq and the Middle East, I was seeing in places that I loved in the state of Arkansas, around some of the Army bases that I served. And I knew that I couldn't stay on the sidelines. The suppression of our small businesses. One of the first things I did when I came back home to Arkansas after my military career ended was I started a nonprofit small business relief fund, kind of like the Barstool Fund for Arkansas small businesses that help these mom and pop businesses that have been crushed due to the pandemic and the restrictions and the suppression of our economy. And so those things made me angry. The career politicians and establishment types who are in D.C. for 20 plus years, they're not getting the job done, and we can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results.
Absolutely. Was it intimidating getting involved in politics? Did you ever think you would? I mean, you're running for Senate. That's huge.
Yeah, I never thought I would do this, especially as a 33-year-old. But I think people, they want outsiders. They don't want career politicians. They don't want invisible rhinos. They want people like President Trump who are outsiders, who are disruptors. I use that term a lot. I'll be a disruptor in D.C. The status quo is failing, especially on the Republican side. We all know the Democrats are off the rails. They're reckless. They're socialist, Marxist Democrats. But also the second part of the problem are these establishment invisible rhinos in D.C. who are hiding under their desks, who are essentially like the Washington Generals to the Harlem Globetrotters. They put up just enough of a fight, but they always find a way to lose. We have to stop that dynamic.
Absolutely. Now, would you consider yourself an America First candidate?
Absolutely. I'm a proud America First candidate. I call myself a conservative warrior. It's not good enough just to be a Republican, especially in Arkansas, to have an R next to your name. You got to be a champion. You got to be someone who's leading from the front, who's moving the needle on key issues, who's swinging the sword, someone who's going to be an absolute warrior.
Have you had any backlash from being an athlete that's decided to get into conservative politics? We know there's cancel culture is a huge issue right now, and
well, yeah, I mean,
I've
been very outspoken about Colin Kaepernick, about Brian Flores, about some of the wokeness we've seen in professional sports leagues. I mean, the Olympics is a great example. They held these Olympics in China.
Yeah.
I mean, the genocide games, I call them. It's outrageous, and the sports fans worldwide, especially in America, are reacting. We're seeing the lowest ratings in the history of some of these sporting events, the lowest ratings in the World Series, the NBA Finals, now the Olympics. American sports fans are turning this stuff off, and I've been proud to take fire for that, because if you're not taking flack, you're not over the target.
This is true. You got to be a fighter, like you said. Now, tell us a little bit about your endorsements, because you came over here and I loved it. We got a quick photo, and if you're on our social media at RSB Network, you will see this photo. But it's Sabatini, Mike Collins, and you. It's a great photo. 3
SEC
warriors.
America First candidates.
I love it. So what endorsements do you have? Because I can already tell you're popular amongst a lot of these candidates.
Yeah, so we're very proud to have the endorsements of Congressman Madison Cawthorn, Congressman Burgess Owens, two great America First warriors. It's a big deal to be challenging an incumbent as I am, to have endorsements from members of Congress. I think it shows the validity and the legitimacy of our campaign. We raised a lot of money. The battle is starting in Arkansas. We're winning over voters. I think this is a great cycle to be an outsider, and I'm proud of that.
Now, you mentioned you raised a lot of money. You told me earlier y'all have raised over $2 million. That's huge. That's some of the biggest fundraising I've heard of so far. Now, of course, these races are very expensive, and raising funds is one of the most difficult things a candidate has to do. Do you think this is a good sign for the rest of your campaign that you're able to do this? What does this mean to you to be able to have this support?
Definitely. We're proud to have the support of Arkansans and millions of Americans who are tired of the same old career politicians. We've had donors from all 75 Arkansas counties, all 50 U.S. states. People are fired up. They like to see people who have non-traditional political backgrounds, people who are athletes and warriors. I mean, a coalition I love is Hunters, Athletes, and Warriors. Those are my people. Those are the people who love this great country, and we need more red-blooded American patriots to serve in D.C.
And how can our viewers support you if they want to help get that to 3 million or 4 million?
Yep.
They want to see you win this Senate race.
Go to my website, jakebequette.com. My social media handles, jakebequette91 on Twitter, Jake_Beckett on Instagram. We're on Getter. We're on everything. jakebequette.com is our website. Go check me out and support my campaign today.
That was the final question, your social media, so you're good at this.
Yeah.
We wish you luck, and we can't wait to watch you kick butt on this campaign.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Jake.